This episode of the Dungeoncast is brought to you by the Elements of Inspiration Kickstarter. Set off for adventure with Elements of Inspiration. This 420 card box set contains 9 decks, each for a different environment. So no matter where the heroes go, there will be exciting events to experience. Decks within the Element of Inspiration box set are based on common and exotic environments found in fantasy adventures including urban, forest, mountains, underground, waterways, tundra, deserts, plains, and swamps. The card types are based on the 3 pillars of gameplay emphasized in the world's greatest role-playing game: exploration, roleplay, and combat. Each card has a keyword and an explanatory paragraph to spark your imagination. There are also 4 options listed that pertain to the keyword for added variety and inspiration. Do not hesitate. Adventure calls! Back Elements of Inspiration from Nord Games today on Kickstarter with the link in the description below. Interested in sponsoring the show? Reach out to us at thedungeoncast@gmail.com. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I am Will.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons and Dragons. And today we're talking about Dispater.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shout out
Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeoncast.
Hey, Brian.
Hey Will.
What year is it, Brian?
It's year of the 2022.
No, it is Year of the Fiend.
It's Year of the Fiend.
Get it right.
It's so new. It's so fresh and
It's
crispy.
still new and fresh.
It's the produce I'm not going to eat till it starts to turn brown.
Oh, no. Wow.
Oh, dang. That's not true. I want a deep, big bite of this
fiend salad?
Fiendish apple or whatever. Fiend salad.
Okay. Well, we are continuing our climb down the road to Nessus in today's episode. So far, in this Year of the Fiend, we have made it through the first layer of Beator, Avernus, controlled by the Archduchess Zariel, and now we have arrived in the second layer of Dis, also known as the Iron City of Dis. This layer is named for its ruler, the Archduke Dispater, Lord of the Second and Father of Strife. The Urbane Iron Duke rules the Iron City from within his Iron Tower and is legendary for both his unparalleled caution in all things and the impregnable layers of defense he has constructed throughout his domain.
That would make a sick Tenacious D song. Like everything you just said.
It would be. It might be the greatest and best song in the world. But Dispater is depicted as a 7-foot-tall, dark-haired humanoid with sable gray skin as cold and hard as iron. His infernal heritage is quite obvious from his glowing red eyes, small horns on his forehead, and a sinewy and long pointed tail, and his cloven left hoof. He's very quintessentially and almost cliche-looking devil.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He's showing up in like business. Not, I was going to say business casual, but no.
No. Business. Devilishly handsome, Dispater dresses in only the finest attire.
Yeah.
Exorbitant and resplendent, such as his velvet gloves, red robes, and he always wields his magical mace-like rod.
Balthazar from Constantine. He's Balthazar.
Yeah, maybe,
He's
sure.
He's business. He was at the liquor store killing a guy, and he's in a fucking suit.
You know, Constantine comes over their show a lot. We should do.
I love that movie.
We should do a watch along on the channel.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. You know, Keanu Reeves said he wanted to do Constantine more.
That's because he's a smart man and knew it was a good movie.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a bummer about the latest Matrix, though.
I heard it was bad. I heard
it did a tanky, a big old tanky.
Even
dookie.
Tom didn't like it, and that dude loves every movie he
Oh,
sees.
check out Could You Imagine with Tom.
Okay, back to Dispater.
Right.
Dispater is an entity of unimaginable age, ancient even by the standards of his peers. Untold eons have passed since he first rose to power, to the point where his origin is no longer remembered by most and shrouded in mystery. Though according to the tale of Pac Primeval, it is said that Dispater was formerly an angel that worked with Asmodeus and Mephistopheles and the many dark angels that would become the first Erinese, to transform the barren wasteland of Beator into the industrious plane of torture and punishment it is today. Thus, he is one of the very few to have held his position as Archduke from Hell's very founding. A master strategist and expert in intrigue, Dispater has a well-earned reputation for being the most carefully calculating of the Archdevils, save perhaps for Asmodeus himself. His personal safety is always his top priority, and to catch him off guard would be to outwit one of the most clever and resourceful beings in all of reality. His every action taken throughout his long dominion has been done with patient cunning and unshakable discretion. Although he, like the other archdukes, has ambitions to take control of the Nine Hells himself, he avoids taking big risks at all costs, not out of fear, but due to his unique philosophy of the nature of reality.
So he's working in his lair is like an oil drill. and like there's dirt and coal mining like happening and flying everywhere, and no dirt is ever getting on him. He's like
Never.
always so clean.
He's always so clean.
Like the industrial
Spotless.
feel of his location. Like
It's
struck
funny
me.
that you brought up like essentially mining and drilling because a lot of mining happens here.
I mean the setup with the location
Uh-huh.
description here kind of like tease it up really nicely to be that.
Okay,
so
for sure.
Maybe that's why I'm drawing that.
The writers did a good job, is what you're saying.
Good job, Wizards.
Dispater views reality as an enigmatic game governed by unclear rules, and he analyzes the worth of everything by how it might help him glean its true nature. He views himself as a contestant in this game, and if he can discover the principles that define the true nature of the cosmos, he can learn how to ascend to the top of the Nine Hells hierarchy, and then eventually the entire planar order.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, he's big thoughts. He's a big thinker.
He's just sitting there doing the big brain meme in his chair all day long.
All the time.
He's like, one day I'm gonna do this shit. I thought so good today, guys.
Thus, the Lord of Dis measures everything in terms of the knowledge it contains and the secrets that can be gleaned from it. Dispater's trade in souls is concerned mainly with the acquisition of secrets. He covets the souls of those who seek secrets and those who have useful secret information of their own that he can bargain for. His imps scour the material plane in search of any lost lore that could help to turn a soul to Dispater's service. Such a secret could be a lost spell sought by a mighty archmage who pledges fealty to Dispater in return for the knowledge, or it could be the identity of a petitioner's secret admirer.
This is a cool like Vecna setup. The secret guys.
Yeah, sure.
Who's
absolutely.
Vecna's boy? I forget his name.
Well, there's Cass the Bloody-Handed, who's not his boy anymore.
Nah, it's like a pseudo Vecna.
Oh, Vecna and Acerak.
Acerak.
Acerak. No, it's Acerak.
Acerak.
Anyways,
But this is
they're
cool.
secret bros.
Can
though.
you imagine
At
if
least we think they are.
you could they are secret bros. You could take Acerak and trap him in this layer of hell, and then Vecna has to go bust his boy out.
I don't know if Vecna would come to the rescue. I think Vecna would be like, nah, Acerak's got this.
Now he's like, you've got a secret that I have to protect.
Okay, well, maybe. I could see
we're
that. That would be
boys.
a weird, like, evil off between the three of them.
Some evil off going on. Oh, like spoilers for Out of the Abyss, I guess, like the end of Out of the Abyss.
Oh, right.
There's
sure.
an evil off.
There's a
in that
big
one.
evil
There's
off.
a big evil off. Shout out to Demogorgon.
Shout out to Demogorgon. One example of the many secrets Spader holds is in the secret techniques of mining and forging infernal arms he holds. Because of this, Spader has become the foremost arms dealer of the Nine Hells and perhaps the greatest weapon supplier in all of the planes. As a Lord of Dis, he oversees a mining and smelting operation that continually churns out weapons and armor. Using some of the great number of secret techniques Dispater has unearthed over his lifetime, the foundries of Dis produce deadly armaments that help to stem the abyssal tide. The fighting requires constant reinforcements, creating a voracious appetite for the products of the iron mines on Dis, and the workshops in the sprawling metropolis that shares the name of the lair.
Boss, we need you to come down to digging site 4. It's like he comes down there. He's like, "Don't tell anyone what we found here."
Yeah, don't tell anyone I was even here.
He just shows up in your while you're mining. It's like, shh. Like pulls the diamond out. It's like, shh. Just blends back into shadow.
Despite the analytical approach to his aspirations, Dispater is a being of diabolical charisma and carries himself with appreciable self-control. He is calm and composed at all times and is undeniably persuasive, delivering reasonable arguments with the courtesy of a true gentleman. His ability to withhold his anger even when it passionately burns is a source of personal pride for the Father of Strife.
Oh, I bet you can see it on his face and like
Burning
trying to
in his
hold it
eyes.
back.
Yeah, seriously. But behind Dispater's sophisticated propriety and the soft finery is a tyrant's iron fist, much to the displeasure of members of his court. He's a malicious manipulator whose gentle words are laced with deception, and his acts of supposed charity are invariably political in nature. Among the Archdevils, he is noted for rarely forcing others to do his bidding, preferring instead to twist them into unwittingly carrying out his will of their own accord.
Nice.
Nice, bro.
Good one.
Well done. Even when committing acts of unspeakable evil, his chivalrous facade remains unwavering, and in the exceptionally rare occasion his ironclad stoicism breaks, Dispater destroys all witnesses rather than leave them alive to potentially expose his folly. So if he ever breaks his cool, run for your fucking life.
There won't be anybody around to talk about
Exactly.
it. Wow. How does he do the killing?
I mean, so
Just one punch manning people in his suit, and there's no
Possibly.
blood on him.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Archduks have a very strong control over their own lair to a certain degree.
Oh yes.
Asmodeus kind of trumps that, but like, yeah, there's very few, if any, that can truly like 1v1 him in any meaningful way
while in lair. So Asmodeus could show up and be like, I am going to outlair you in your own lair.
Exactly.
And that would work out.
That would work out.
Your lair is in my lair.
Exactly. Your lair is but one apartment within my lair.
Yeah, I let you live here. This is my house.
Definitely your landlord. That's what Asmodeus really is. He's just a really rich landlord.
Yeah, he's like, tell me a secret. That's your rent. Tell me a secret.
Do it now. And yet a flaw has appeared in Dispater's seemingly immaculate poise and invincible defense. His never-ending vigilance has ever so slowly transitioned into all-consuming anxiety and paranoia. Dispater trusts no one and dislikes surprises. Unless otherwise forced to, he never leaves or is never seen to leave his city or even his iron tower, taken to dwelling in the libraries inside. The gloomy Archdevil's paranoia affects his every action, and the ever-cautious Lord of Dis has at least 9 escape routes and backup plans at any given moment.
Escape pod to Texas.
He employs a network of spies and informants to watch over anyone that might threaten him, and Dispater has come to create an impenetrable suit of adamantine armor for himself, imbued with charms designed to foil spells and keep him safe in any environment, no matter how hostile. No one can guess at all of its features, since he crafted it using methods that only he has mastered. It's basically like, this is the best suit of armor in the galaxy.
Yeah, I know. I came up with it all by myself.
Yeah. Well, what if like there's actually no secrets? He just perpetuates the reputation that it's full of secrets, which scares people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like part of like the element of surprise is that like it's really not that cool.
Yeah, it's like I've never actually even put it on. But people think that I can and that it'll be super dope, and that's the actual armor.
Well, they're talking about his paranoia, so maybe it's more like he never takes it off.
Yeah, that's possible.
And
that's
it's just cool enough.
It's just cool
enough. It
enough.
probably has like an anti-magic something on it.
Yeah, it's
maybe on a charge level or something like that.
It's probably got a magical nuclear bunker inside.
He could do Thunderwave like just repeatedly, but bigger.
I like how you chose a level 1 spell.
Yeah, he do it like a 9 though.
Sure,
just constantly.
Okay, so what's better, a level 9 spell or a level 1 spell at level 9?
It depends on which spell.
Well,
honestly.
I'm pretty almost across the board. It's got to be the level 9 spell.
I mean, it depends.
Someone in the comments give me an example of a level 1 spell that outstrips a level 9 spell at level 9.
It depends. It's very situational, but a case could be made for Magic Missile.
I'd like to hear that case in the comments. His paranoia has become so severe that he often dispatches orders and other missives by branding his message on the back of an imp. The imp wears a leather vest that conceals the message, and the laces of the vest are knitted into the imp's heart. If the vest is removed by anyone other than the intended recipient, the act kills the imp and causes the body to disintegrate before the message can be read. And with every archdevil that falls from grace, Dispater's paranoia grows greater, and his methods become even more extreme.
Oh, dude.
This dude's like a next level. Yes, this dude's next level for sure.
It's time for your new sweater, Jeremy. No, boss, please.
Not Jeremy.
No.
Jeremy, my favorite imp. You will find as we continue down towards Asmo, we won't cover Asmo this year because we already did. But as we cover the Archdukes, they get a little fucking crazier every time.
And the deeper down you go into hell,
the more powerful they are.
The more acne the imps have.
Why? I feel like this is a joke I'm not getting.
Pimples.
Pimples?
I did the joke.
Okay.
I did that joke last time during the imps episode.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yes, okay. So let's talk about the layer over which Dispater rules.
It's all settling in over there, huh?
It is, yeah. Okay. Eventually I'll laugh. The narcissistically named layer of Dis. The outskirts of this layer of hell are interspersed with rolling hills plagued by hellcats, wild Aranese, and moving pillars of stone. The majority of the layer, however, is a flat blasted plain with only occasional rises in the ground or precipitous mountains filled with iron ore that create a maze of canyons between them.
That's cool.
Iron bastions on rocky pinnacles filled with garrisons watch over the canyons and the iron roads paved with them. Within them. The cloudless skies are a thick gray green, sometimes illuminated by flickers of lightning and the faint echoes of thunder. And are plagued by unending winds that fiercely and unpredictably hurl travelers through the air and make flying an ordeal for those that haven't spent years learning its patterns. It's
so
places
you have
like
to
a really
take the canyon, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, yuck.
And the canyon's guarded.
So now I'm picturing like desert planet. Basically.
Kind of. It's kind of like a desert planet with like weird like. Whenever storms like this get mentioned in some of these like outer planet stuff, it always reminds me of like really inhospitable planets.
Yes.
Like Venus. Like this I'm getting Venus vibes. I don't know if you know much about like the atmosphere of Venus, but this is what I'm getting.
It's like incredibly dense, hot.
Incredibly dense,
crush a
hot,
man.
constantly storming. Yeah, can crush a man, and it rains acid all the time.
Rains acid.
And upon this hellscape stands the most well-known domain in hell, the Iron City of Dis, sometimes called the City of Pain.
Tell me, Will, what is Dis?
The city?
No, I mean, like,
It's the city
you're
that,
about
like-
to, right?
oh, I am,
I was
yes.
trying to cue you up.
Well,
to
it's
tell me
also
what is Dis.
it's confusing because Dis is the lair, but it's also the city, but it's also the Lord.
I see. That's
Yeah.
what Dis is.
That's what Dis is.
I see.
The Iron City is seemingly infinite in size from its interior. Even the path leading to it foreshadows its spatially aberrant nature, since only by treading a certain slope on a ring of mountains can one make their way inside the city. The winding path is composed of the broken skulls of the damned, and after a certain amount of time traveling, the black iron spurs that jet towards the sky along the road gradually become so thick that they become walls. And as the walls grow larger, a traveler will abruptly realize that they have somehow, without noticing, entered the city, now surrounded by people and buildings.
He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Also, I like an inspector going by like, who put this skull here? This skull is not damned.
It's the opposite of damned.
This skull was not damned properly. You can't just install these wherever you want.
The city itself is an ever-changing labyrinth. This is partially the result of the endless construction work forced upon the petitioners who dwell here, work crews of shades that have been returned their memories in order to properly appreciate their agony. God, that's so fucking mean.
Yeah.
To properly appreciate their agony, lemurs and other forms of petitioners are guided by spine devil, foremen, and watched over by perched Abishai in the extension contraction, remodeling in the extension, contraction, remodeling, reconstruction, and repair of the city, much of which is considered to be meaningless busy work.
Oh, man. This place sucks.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I mean, I knew that really early on, but yeah, it just keeps getting, there's just more.
There's always
just
more.
more bad.
Yeah, the changes made to the City of Pain at Dispater's behest seem at a glance wholly illogical. The condemned work gangs lay down metal plates and erect buildings one week, only for the same team to rip up the streets and tear down the buildings the next. Or for the crew a block over to be undoing similar work to theirs that was just freshly completed.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And to add to this madness, the city is said to rearrange itself as if alive with a will of its own. And does so impossibly fast, for no matter how fast a cartographer might sketch, the city is always different by the time they are finished. It is said that the reason the Iron City changes so quickly, both supernaturally and in the form of the work crew orders, is that it reflects the inner workings of Dispater's mind. Despite being theoretically infinite, those inside always feel cramped and trapped, and the more paranoid Dispater becomes, the tighter and more Warren-like the city streets become.
You imagine having like, I always get mad when there's construction on my normal work route.
Yeah,
I'm like, I gotta take a different
absolutely,
street. And then
yeah.
you go over there and it's
it's-
also under construction.
yeah.
And then you go to the next one and it's like,
It just never ends.
then the train comes by and you're like, oh my God, I'm late. How could I have known?
The city of Dis is composed of iron ramparts, eerie-filled towers, garbage-choked streets, and dilapidated alleys with the overwhelming presence of scrying devices, walls that can listen, and red-eyed statues that watch. And every outer surface of the city is glowing hot and horribly burns anyone daring or careless enough to touch its iron portion.
Dang, so you're not doing anything in the city without being watched, pretty
Yeah,
much.
you're always watched. It smells really bad. You get lost all the time, and don't touch anything because it'll burn you.
Yeah, what's the party doing here?
Wishing they weren't here. That's what they're doing here.
Can you traverse it normally? Like under, like, do you need a writ of passage to be in here and then?
Yeah, you could do like, well, there's a few ways you could tackle it. I think there's a spell that is like the Adventure Time Flame Shield. You remember that? You remember Flame Shield from Adventure Time? Whenever they have to go to the Fire Kingdom?
Kinda.
They're covered in blue.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, so there, I'm pretty sure there's a spell equivalent of that, but I mean, you could also just chalk it up to some sort of blessing, whether it's from a god or an evil entity of some sort that allows safe passage, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, you will not be affected by the hell heat here.
Right, like Link's red tunic and Ocarina.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I get the idea, but
You
I
could do
just mean
something
like
like
the
that.
homies I know you're there, and the homies are all like evil and powerful.
Right,
so they're gonna smack you.
Oh yeah, definitely. So like,
So is this a sneak mission, and you have to avoid all these cameras?
mortals do come here sometimes. Usually they're very evil, and usually, yes, they'd have contracts and or connections with entities of power that allow them to be
Please
here.
let me in. What are your credentials? I'm very evil.
Right, exactly.
My resume here of deeds.
So, like, theoretically, one could traverse the city in the guise of, like, a petitioner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
The devils aren't going to look around and know immediately that you're not necessarily, because all mortals look the same to them and they don't really give a shit. Unless you're obvious, right? Unless you're like a paladin, being a paladin, or if like you're like giving off an aura of goodness and you're not doing something about it. Yeah.
Yeah, except for the Pelor's witnesses. They let them knock on the, they let them knock on the door there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
everyone
knows they're actually evil.
They'll go away. Just don't answer it.
The Iron Tower, from which Dispater rules, is a massive structure that dominates the city skyline and possesses even faster acting peculiarities than the rest of the city. No matter one's location in the city, the tower always seems to be a block away. Moving towards or away from the tower has no effect on this, and it can be seen from every point in Dis, and from it, Dispater can see the tiniest details of his domain. So this is further surveillance, and also this Iron Tower is untouchable.
Jeez. So there's probably like cloak magic and stuff.
Well, there seems to be some sort of like time-space reality bullshit going on in the entire plane, and Dispater has pretty fine-tuned control of it. So whether he did something to cause that, or if he mastered something that was already here, it's unclear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out like threads here, like housing a secret that keeps you like can only tell you in person, so I have to go to your tower and like have an audience with you.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see a campaign that like gets you in the Tower of Dis, right? Because it's a place that no one is allowed to go.
Right.
But let's take a short rest.
We've returned.
Indeed we have.
Welcome back, William.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
You as well.
Welcome back to Dis Podcast.
To Dis Podcast. The best podcast.
You like Dis Podcast? Will's the lore guy, and I'm the guy learning shit. We don't say that ever.
It's been a long time since we said that.
It should be obvious. People tend to make that observation, be like, does Brian not know? I'm like, no.
At this point, you know a lot.
Yes,
like,
I do.
An extensive amount.
Yes, I would consider myself an expert on many of the things we've covered.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I agree.
But I keep myself ignorant to what we are going to cover purposefully so that we can maintain the illusion.
Yeah, also, like, there becomes a point where there's just so much to know. Like, there's a lot of stuff that, like, we covered already that I don't remember anymore.
Right, I vaguely remember a lot of things.
I am not an encyclopedia.
I firmly remember many things. You've compiled an encyclopedia of notes.
I know, yeah.
At this point. Good job.
Too bad it's not from the beginning.
It's hard, it's hard work. Okay, yeah, because we weren't all digital always forever.
No.
And now at some point we went over. But if you want to support our hard work, me retaining ignorance and Will not, support us on Patreon.
Please do.
It's cool of you to do that.
Yeah, and there's cool stuff there for you to check out.
Yeah, if you're like trying to get shit, we have more of it there.
Indeed.
Yeah, have audio, merch, like live games,
all kinds of stuff.
Dungeon chats from like 2001.
Lots of podcast content is over there.
2001. Did I say 2001? 2020 and 2021.
21, yes.
Yeah, I think we started those and then coronavirus.
Yes. So, we ready? We ready to get back to Dis?
Yeah, let's get back to Dis.
All right. Zombies, rock grubs, and the occasional black pudding can be found throughout the streets of Dis, along with iron gargoyles brooding in the squares and specters being harvested for energy.
Cool.
This place fucking sucks.
Yeah, but the visual
is super cool.
Very, very cool.
I would love a photo or some video footage. I'm not interested in going there.
Oh, yeah.
Among the crowds that fill the streets are countless devils and parades of infernal nobles. Blood War officers and other important devils dwell in their mansions scattered throughout the city. Despite his inherent distrust in all others, Dispater has to rely on someone for anything to be achieved, and his favored servitors are the Aranese. Natives to Dis, appreciated not only for their beauty, but for their unfaltering fealty and competence. Traits Dispater assesses for through traps, tests, and demonstrably excellent service.
Nice.
Though these loyalty assessments and Aranese earns increased influence throughout Dis as a reward for displaying such characteristics. Patrolling Dis from the skies, the Aranese spot any and all intruders to the Archduke's domain.
They're all wearing like fucking Teamster shirts with like those ideals printed on them. They
Absolutely.
have like a monthly.
Yes, absolutely.
They have like a monthly employee recognition
under their armor, but they're definitely wearing it.
Yeah, well, this is probably a sash then on top
of
the armor.
Okay, I like that. That's cool. Besides Aranese, Dispater employs constructs such as iron golems to do his bidding. The constructs lack of free will, making it the perfect servant to never have to fear betrayal from. Many powerful dukes serve the Father of Strife as well. His three foremost generals are Be True, the strongest of Dispater's vassals, who leads 70 companies of Aranese, the warlike general Alakir, I want to say it's Alikir, right?
Yeah, Alikir
Or Alisir.
Or Alisir. I can't really...
I'm going with the hard C, Alikir.
Yeah, I think you got the inflections right.
Yeah. Alikir, a lion-headed devil, greatly proficient in martial weaponry, who leads 36 companies of Aranese and rides about his estates on a nightmare. And the patchwork quadruped known as Merodak, whose appearance combines a wolf's body, a serpent's prehensile tail, huge feathered wings, and large spreading longhorns, who leads 21 bearded devil companies.
Yikes.
These are his boys.
A nightmare is a big, scary horse.
Big, scary
Flaming
fire
horse.
horse, yeah.
It's
It's
the
like-
Ghost Rider's bike. But
But a
remember when they
horse.
do the flashback
Yeah.
and it's a cowboy and he's riding a horse?
Yeah.
It's that.
I was going to say it's a dark Rapidash, but that's,
It's
yeah.
Dark Rapidash. It's Team Rocket's. It's Giovanni's Rapidash.
It's Giovanni's Rapidash for sure. Dispater's consort is a relatively weak duchess known as Lilith, a cautious diplomat that cemented her position through strategy, political wariness, and by providing Dispater access to her personal spy network, which is said to rival even that of Asmodeus. The most notable of Dispater's dukes, however, is his right-hand man, the satyr-like silver-tongued devil known as, I'm going to fuck this name up, but here we go.
Tittyvillis.
Titivilus, I think is his name.
Yeah, you're
Tittyvilus.
probably right. I just went for it.
You did.
I've never seen this word before.
I know you haven't. Titivilus serves several roles of Dispater, acting as his ambassador, advisor, messenger, and harbinger. His trust for the Duke being so great that he leaves the active governance of Dis to him and allows him to speak and act on his behalf. It is unknown if any message sent to Dispater is ever actually received by the Archduke himself. In truth, Dispater's biggest mistake may be putting Titivilus in charge, for while he is justified in being paranoid towards outside threats, he neglects to protect himself from his own fear. Titivilus is not in his position for his strength, but for his ability to know exactly what to say at exactly the right time to get his way and confuse others into seeing him as their friend, as their friend.
Oh,
yeah.
so he's just manipulating. He's just being a little nasty.
Theoretically. After gaining his position as Dispater's right hand, he's been preying on Dispater's paranoia, convincing him that even Asmodeus himself is a part of an innumerable number of conspiracies out to dethrone him.
they have an Hell-Luminati. You're not part of it, my guy. It's everybody else. I've been to the meetings. I said I can't participate in this. I got to go back to my boy.
I like that. That's
I got to
really
get back
good.
to Dis.
There's also a theory floating out there that Titivilus is a false identity, and that it is Dispater disguising himself. And that's why he trusts him so much. Oh. Because it's not like Dispater to trust anyone with anything ever.
Right.
Why does he super way trust this very not trustworthy guy?
Yeah.
It's because he is this guy.
He is this guy.
That's a theory.
He's
It's
like, if I call myself Tittyvilles, no one's going to suspect.
No one will think I took that name.
I
That's a
won't-
stupid name.
I'm not going to wear the suit when I'm Tittyvilles.
So anyways,
Yeah.
Perhaps Titivilus's equal in power and favor is Arioch the Iron Avenger. As Dispater's enforcer, the Avenger protects the city, searching for those that defy, displease, obstruct, or cross the Father of Strife. And as Dispater's personal bodyguard, Arioch accompanies him everywhere that holds potential danger, typically outside the city, and wards Dispater from the pestering of devils from other circles of hell.
Okay.
So this guy exists too, and he's kind of a badass.
Also, Tony Stark from hell.
Right. Dispater holds no true allies among the other archdukes. He has instead tried to civilly distance himself from his peers and make peace with all of his rivals in order to establish himself as a neutral party. A futile goal for a being such as himself in the Nine Hells, but he really wants to essentially be the Switzerland of hell.
Okay, who else is doing that? Some other dukes are doing that, right?
Other dukes? Not to my knowledge that I
Something's
can think
ringing a
of.
bell. I can't remember.
It's possible. We've talked about a lot of entities on this, so
Yeah.
Being an Archduke of Beator, Dispater's power level is on par with that of minor deities. His simple touch can have one of two effects, each devastating on their own, but when used in concert can easily fell even the most dangerous of foes. The first effect allows Dispater to turn flesh into iron, rendering almost any organic foe an inert statue. The second effect almost instantly corrodes metal, rusting up to a 10-foot cube worth of material into useless pieces in an instant.
That's cool.
Only the most capable warrior is fast enough to retract their weapon after striking him without it turning to dust first. Dispater's favored tactic is turning someone into metal before rusting them into oblivion.
Yeah, cool. Can you imagine that training? You're gonna go into Dis, man. You're gonna kill this guy. You have to learn to strike this mannequin, and pull it away in time before like the acid pops out of it or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
you're just like in the woods.
Or maybe they just give the person like a really magical quarterstaff, and like now you don't got to worry about it being metal.
Yeah, just
whack 'em over
absolutely
the head.
whoop the F out of him.
Just beat the living snot out of him.
Use those key points, my guy, because you're going to need them.
Dispater's defenses are near insurmountable. He can create scalding gates of steel and walls of deadly chains to hold back his attackers, while he summons aid, pit fiends being his first choice of summon. Dispater's very words are filled with power, and if he cannot persuade someone through raw charisma alone, he can do so with their magical power. Able to sway foes magically in combat, Dispater tends to section off powerful adversaries from their allies in order to dominate them uninterrupted. He can even blast people back with thunderous speech and utter an unholy word.
Oh, we don't say unholy words on this podcast.
No, we do not.
Never. Fuck no.
Fuck unholy words.
Fuck those things.
And Dispater has various other abilities, such as the power to create a symbol of pain, surround himself with a terrifying aura, or cause a fear or chill with his gaze. It is also said that those who attack him are forced to relive their worst memories in excruciating.
Oh, jeez. Back to the training montage in the forest. Your sensei is telling you about all the times you fucked up really loud in your ear as you're swinging your sword.
Whether
Great.
it was as simple as losing a brawl or as supremely humiliating as the Celestials fall from grace, from what I can tell, this power is usable in combat for the Father of Strife.
What a role play that has to be.
Yeah,
You really got to
every time
in.
you swing a sword at him, you have to relive a really embarrassing moment.
That's a long combat.
It's a long combat.
With a lot of cinematics.
The combat itself is a campaign.
This is our one shot tonight. It's one person doing a combat against this guy.
Yeah. Finally, rumored to have been empowered at the same time as the Iron Tower, Dispater's Rod is both a potent magical artifact and his symbol of ultimate authority. It is 3 foot long, made either of iron and lead or adamantine, it's not clear, and shaped like 2 intertwined serpents. It acts as both a rod of rulership and a powerful staff of striking. Allows the wielder to smite the forces of good and can spew stinging acid.
Oh my god. This is let me smite some good forces real quick.
Any questions about Dispater's badass self?
Oh man.
He's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
They all are.
I mean,
That's why I love talking about all the Archfiends and the Demon Lords, because they're all ridiculous, except for Demogorgon, who's perfect in all ways.
yeah, he's great. Dude, he loves to swim in the briny soup. Is this guy, what's the inside of the tower like?
No one knows.
Oh, because it's a secret. And
Yeah,
no one's
it's ever changing. Only the most trusted people. It's got a library. I know that because the Spader likes to live there.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So even the lair itself is a secret in a way, because it's never like even the visible parts, because it's constantly changing. No one knows really,
No one really knows.
except they know that it changes.
Exactly.
Okay. Dang. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to get in here. Do you go in here after Descended to Avernus? Do you have like a sting operation in here?
Are you
gotta
asking me
go
like
get
why would you go here, or
Yeah.
how do you get in here?
Or like, yeah, can you put like we got to break into the tower, the Iron Tower, and get into a vault where there is a secret. I'm latching onto that. Like,
Okay.
we gotta find a secret.
Yeah, like Dispater stole something so precious and it can't be left in his possession. Like the gods from on high are sending an elite squad to go in.
Yeah, maybe it's like while he has this secret, no one can know it. Like he stole the information that other people once knew. That seems cool.
So getting into Avernus is pretty easy. There's lots of portals that go there. There's a war to kind of hide in. You can hide in the chaos of war to
Yes,
get in.
yeah.
As for getting into the layer of Dis, there's essentially 2 ways. There's one is the main path, which is straight through Tiamat's lair. So you're going to have to get by or through her. Or there's secret paths that only like super higher ups know. If you can manage to find one or find someone who knows about one, then you go down the secret path and bypass Tiamat. Now you're in Dis. Then you have to figure out the secret of getting into the city. Like once you can learn that knowledge, then you can find the right canyon path to get in. And once you're in, then it's, disguising yourself as a petitioner. And I don't even know where you begin to try to get into the tower.
I'm trying to fathom what a Nine Hells campaign really looks like, because I haven't thought about it since like year 1 of this show.
Right.
In this way, but like it seems enormous. Like what a
Yeah, it would be fun though.
A long form game.
Yeah. But it would be fun.
It would be excellent.
You'd have to start the party at least level 6, I think, to start
not
them off.
die.
Yeah, to not die immediately.
Maybe they do like teleport in missions somehow. Like they like place this magical node down in a secret spot in Dis, and like it will not be corrupted by the evil magic. You can teleport back there. You can go home and rest.
That'd be interesting. That feels very video game-esque, not in a bad way. But
it's like Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
The adventure module or the board game?
I mean, I guess both, because the lore of it is that you go down under the yawning portal.
Oh, right.
And then we go into the yawning portal.
You go in, you do stuff, and then you get out.
And then you can come back out. Yeah. But you go in so deep, and then how does it work? Does it reset? You have to like go through again.
I have no idea.
Like part of the thing is like how deep can you go before you come back out? And part of what's his face? Volo.
Okay.
Goes down there. And is down there for fucking ever, like I think it's ridiculous, like 150 years or something.
Oh, so
like
everyone
that.
thought he died for sure.
Yeah, and then he came back out and he's fucking rich, and he's like got magic and shit.
For sure,
He's like,
good
I'm
for
gonna
him.
start a fucking bar.
Nice.
Yeah,
Are you ready for a long rest?
I think so.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Just outside the studio, ranking members of the Cult of Demogorgon and founders of the Dungeoncast fan club, Grimly and Gromly, conspire to send their demonic master pertinent information to aid and abet toward the victory of their true patron, Demogorgon, in the Blood War. Shout out to Demogorgon. Let's listen in.
Ah, yes, the secret whisperings. I heard them all.
Yes. Very educational.
Now
Yet
we
again.
Yes, always. And now we know the things about
What do we know?
everything about this.
Spader, right? Dispater or Dis?
Both.
Both. Which one's which?
If you had to
Please
ask
explain
yourself,
again.
If you had to ask yourself, what is this? what would your brain say? It would make your mouth do the moving and the vocal cord pushing. Air execution. Outs.
Sorry. Had a cough there.
Stop eating the gravel, man.
No, it's this Diet Coke that I'm drinking.
Stop drinking Diet Coke,
It
dude.
tastes good. The mortals make good drinks. I don't know what to tell you.
The FDA did some suspect stuff about it, right?
So, that even better. We're demons, bro.
We're pseudo-demon, we're warlocks.
Are we? I thought we were demons.
No, you got demon powers.
Oh, okay.
You got demon powers. Watch.
Sorry, I was confused.
Eldritch Blast! I did one.
I saw it. It was
You
very,
can do
It was
one.
very impressive.
That's like the first thing he gives you.
Eldritch Blast!
Oh, God! Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Okay,
We should
what
tell-
are we doing here?
We should tell the boss about what's going on. Are you ready for me? I've drawn the runes.
Yes, let's do it.
I'm gonna activate the runes.
Yes. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, Dis.
Siri, set a timer for 1 minute.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ah! Siri, set a timer for 1 minute. Okay, we're on.
We're on?
We're on.
live now.
It's happening. Look at
Okay,
the glow of the
Spader.
runes.
Super paranoid. Super paranoid. Like, he
yeah.
might be named Tittyvillis.
He wears a what? He wears a, oh, that's right. He wears a suit.
He wears a really nice suit. It's always clean.
He doesn't live in Tittyvilles. He lives in Dis.
Yeah, he lives in Dis. His name might be Tittyvillis.
His names might be Tittyvilles. Hey, Iron Man's there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Iron Man's there.
Devil
I
Iron
got
Man.
that.
He seems pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. He seems pretty strong, but
so
maybe
clean
that's a
and
lie.
handsome.
Yeah, very handsome. You know, but not as handsome as Demogorgon. No.
I mean, that's not really how I feel about it. They're beautiful in a lot of ways. Shout out to you, Demo.
Demogorgon.
No, what about Dispater, though?
Just,
What is it?
yeah, the place kind of sucks.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
Endless construction zone.
Yes, absolutely.
bad.
You know, it's rather chaotic.
Oh, shit.
I was going to say it's rather chaotic, like where we're from, except we're not from there, because I'm a warlock, not a demon. I gotta get my story straight.
No, the guys didn't draw that parallel at all. The chaos of
Yeah.
the place shouldn't it be a
Don't
little more
know.
lawful?
It should be, right?
Laws are more like secrets.
This lore doesn't make sense.
It's kind of weird. It's a
Yeah.
little stretched
It's a
out.
little- yeah, it's suspect.
Something about Venus. I don't know. This one really got away from us.
Yeah, they usually do.
Well, at least I still got my warlock powers.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast!
And I still have my Diet Coke.
Oh, jeez. There he goes.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the long rest. Yes.
Yes, welcome.
Yes, welcome. It is long, and there are couches, sofas, beanbaggery,
A chase?
a chase?
A chase as well?
Like a bank?
No.
an ATM?
No, like the furniture.
Like a chase furniture?
You don't know what a chase is?
What's a chase?
It's like it's like a long chair with, it's like half a sofa.
Like Cruella DeVille lays on one?
Yeah, probably.
Like a therapy
They're
office in a
usually-
Looney Tunes cartoon?
A chase is like a luxury furniture usually.
Like a-
Cruella DeVille definitely has multiple chases, most likely.
Like a narc police dog from a children's cartoon?
what?
Chase is on the case. I have a child.
Okay,
have a
for sure.
3-year-old.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
His name is Chase. He's a dog. He's a cop.
And
Dog.
he's
He's a cop.
He's a cup dog.
Yeah, it's fucking
Okay.
narc.
Okay. All right.
If you want to support us, then get over here and bench me. Get it? No, do it on Patreon.
Yes, please.
Bench
Please.
us with your wallet.
Indeed.
Please. Thanks.
It helps us keep the lights on. It
Yeah.
helps us keep this going.
It does. We touched on it earlier and around the short rest area, which you're not normally not supposed to touch there.
No.
But we did. So yeah, please. I don't know how to be more awkward about it because I'm doing my best.
I mean, you're very successful.
Very good at being awkward about it. We really appreciate it. I'm not. Thank you. I did it. I think I found a way. Okay. If you don't want to do that though, you can go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and review the shit out of us.
Yeah. Yeah, but also very mature.
Yeah.
So.
Shake Apple down. Like promote the Dungeoncast. Damn it. 5-star it.
Yes, please do.
Or you can go to the merch store if you changed your mind and you do have money now. And you want, but you just want like a more of a return on the money,
You want like actual physical product versus like more content,
which you
then
can
yeah.
get on Patreon and it's exclusive.
That's
But
true, but
if you want a
it's-
lot of
it's
it,
less
a big-
direct that way.
Yes, and a big variety of it is on the merch store on our merch store.
Yeah, because there's literally hundreds of products with really cool designs that are all Dungeoncast central.
I know. I spent a long time in there buying stuff. Today during the recording, I wore my Blade Song shirt.
It's a good looking
It's
shirt.
got Echo's Blade Song form on it from Super Quest Saga, which you could. That helps us if you listen to that too. It's actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually a show we made because we had like resources to create it from people on Patreon. So like, thanks.
Thank you. indeed.
Yeah, spread it. It just says
The word.
oh the word.
Spread
Yeah,
the word.
Spread it
Of the show.
Of the show.
specifically.
Not just like whatever. Not just some words. Dungeoncast words.
Yeah.
Words that involve telling people to listen to the Dungeoncast.
Yeah,
Say
tell a
that shit
friend,
to people.
tell a family member, tell people who you think might be interested.
Tell strangers.
Yeah.
Tell your
Tell your teacher.
friends of your friends.
Tell your enemies.
Yeah, you know those people on Facebook or on Instagram suggestions that you keep scrolling past or Xing out? Follow them and tell them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome. You can follow us on Discord. Well, see, I did that last time. You can join our Discord.
Link in the description.
There's a link in the description. If you're on Patreon, you get special Discord access.
True that.
Talk to mods. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. What are those? Social medias. That's what they are, and we've got them. Damn it,
Indeed, we do.
we've got them in spades. Does that mean 4? I
What?
think spades means 4.
I think have them in spades means that you just have many, right?
Is it 4 specifically though?
Why? What about a spade implies 4? I'm curious.
Because that's a good question.
Because when I think of spades, I think of two things: either a spade shovel or the suit spades.
Yeah, and a shovel's a triangle. This is 3, right? A spade, a shovel.
I've never thought of a spade as shaped as a triangle before.
It is though.
Is it?
Kind of. I mean, it's round. It's not a perfect triangle. It's like got a triangular shape to it to dig, because there are flathead
Yeah.
shovels like snow shovels.
Yeah,
And then there's a spade, which is a triangular point.
It's a pointed shovel.
It's pointed in a triangular way.
Is it?
I got one buried over there.
Either
Can
way,
almost see it.
spades means a lot. We got a lot of social media. Go follow it.
At least 3.
I promise we're not going to talk about spades there.
I don't know.
At least not yet.
I won't do it on TikTok.
Okay,
I can't
for sure.
speak for the other ones anymore. Anyway, check out TikTok because I'm there.
All right. I think we can call it a game.
Yeah, we can.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
The Dungeoncast.
You can decide to use that demon sound or not. It was like a demon sound.
Yeah,
I was trying to make it a bigger belch, but it didn't work.
That was funny.